to go.
Yep, I'm good.
So you need me to give a log?
Yes, in a moment.
Let me look over everything to make sure that I remember where we were at, because it has been a couple weeks.
Starbase 21.
Yeah, no, Starbase 20. Right. I can't see a big enough map.
Yeah. They are
Trying to
Yeah,
find
Starbase 21.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where that is in regards to everything else. Was that the Starbase that we were going to after the Adler incident?
Yeah, it's where you guys got called to for the as part of the general redeployment of the fleet.
Okay, that's that's the general redeployment station.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the center point for the 10th.
Nice. Do we start date? Captain's log, stardate 53995.4. Kismet is currently stationed at Starbase 21 for the redeployment of the 10th Fleet. There's a lot on my mind. A lot of changes are in the air for the Kismet and her crew. We're currently undergoing massive crew transfers and large refits. I'm going to be meeting with Admiral Ludwinger rather soon. Apparently there's news forming. We'll see what we come to, and hopefully the crew is going to be able to appreciate this brief respite before we get back to our mission. End log.
So, all of you are aboard Starbase 21. The ship is docked within the actual station itself. You're currently in the various decks that make up the general berths and general decks of the Starbase. But this is a massive Starbase. The center point for the entire theater and the base of operations for the 10th Expeditionary. All of you have had a well over about a month worth of leave. Some of you may have taken this time to get some training aboard station. Some of you may have gone abroad throughout Federation space now that you're finally within Federation proper. So I will ask, we'll start with you. That would be Mr. Hijack. What were you up to for the last month or so?
So Hijack has been, or Lieutenant Aaron has been going through a pretty rigorous workout routine that he requested from his from a doctor. What the fuck did I call him? Sorry. Personnel logs. Charles Grimner, a Dr. Charles Grimner aboard the USS Thorn. He requested a workout routine, which is weird because he could have done that from like any doctor on board. But there's a sentimental reason. He wanted to talk to his dad for once. But yeah, he has been doing that, and he's talked to Chief Varder as well about some of his workout routines, because he's a science officer. He's a security officer. He obviously works out. But beside that, it hasn't been a lot. He's been assisting in the refit and much else. I think, yeah, there was supposed to be a time where he spoke to our esteemed Pend, but that time has not come up yet. So yeah, that's about it.
I shall ask you for a fitness security difficulty 2 test to see how well how well that workout has prepared you for the duties you have ahead of you. See if it actually will benefit you in your next mission.
Fitness security.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
If Varder gave him tips, do I do an assist roll?
Yeah, actually, with presence plus security.
Yeah.
Sweet. Will lead by example come into that?
Yes, actually.
All right. I can't
Nice.
use that then. So. Yeah, rolling. Well, it's not a failure exactly.
And unfortunately, because it's zeros, Varder's advice falls on deaf ears.
It's great advice too. It was
Yeah.
Well,
But you don't hurt yourself. It's nice relaxation. Keeps you in shape in your downtime.
Yeah.
And as you say, you've had some excuse to hang with family, so that's always a plus.
yeah, it's been mostly written messages.
Mr. Varder,
Yep.
what have you been up to aside from giving tips on how to get buff?
Which is funny because Varder's not the bulkiest looking fellow.
Getting swole.
Yep. All of that. Probably just general. He doesn't exactly have anywhere to go or any family to go see. You know, Cardassians being having done what they did. So he's generally just been on the base doing training, probably more marksmanship and stuff like that. Otherwise relaxing, doing his bone surgery that he still needs to continually do.
You can attempt to do a presence plus medicine test, difficulty 2, to try to talk the local doctors, and not only to help you, but also to explain properly to them what you're suffering from.
Oof. Presence medicine. Okay. I'm good at this, guys. Yeah, not really.
For one threat, you can have the injury taken care of, as they take some experimental techniques to heal it up.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What's the worst that can happen?
Well, you
Become a
could use it.
cyborg.
Yeah.
Where is the injury in particular? I'm trying to recall.
I've just got ongoing bone surgery. It was crystals in his bones.
Oh, right. Yes. Instead, they'll basically be asking the help of Starfleet Science to assist the doctors, and they have some techniques that they can use that can extract the.
I thought they were already gone.
Well,
It was
there are
just
some
recovery.
There's some minor trace amounts that have regenerated since then, and that's kind of what's been complicating your ongoing recovery.
Oof. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. I don't like having explosive crystals in my bone.
But you can be a human grenade.
He's not a human, though.
You can be a Bajoran grenade.
I mean, the Cardassians probably wouldn't approve of that either.
Oh god.
So yeah, let's do that.
And let's see. There we go. Oh, ignore that first one. That was a misclick. You actually gain a momentum out of that because you learn a bit more about crystals.
Nice.
and during the experimentation. Like they talk amongst themselves mainly. They're informing you in as much as they need your permission to do what they're doing, but they talk in simple enough terms that you're able to pick up what they're talking about, and you learn a lot about Calcutta crystals that most people don't know.
Well, information's key, so there we go. A
And Pend, what are you up to?
So Pend has been splitting his time between taking command courses, trying to come up with a 2-signature authentication for the whatever we take onto the Kismet, such as if it's medical supplies, it's doctor science; if it's stuff for engines or engineering, it's security and engineer. So different, like more security measures that way.
You can give me either a insight or presence roll, plus command or security. Difficulty 2. Oh God. So many permissions.
Yep, this isn't gonna work. Oh shit.
Did you say something wasn't going to work and then it worked?
Yeah. Oh shit.
The Kismet, at least for this mission, will benefit from the advantage of having heightened security measures in place.
Fantastic.
So basically, anything involving protecting your security systems or your assets aboard ship will be that much easier for you and that much harder for anyone else.
against who?
And I was also going to call to Lieutenant Iran, but I can get that done after everyone else has decided what they're doing for the month.
Very good. I'll actually put you up here because you're working on the ship. Myth, what are you up to?
So I think I've done a couple things.
Remains to be seen.
First thing was attending a conference lecture by Dr. Zimmerman on the future practical applications of holographic technology.
Mm-hmm.
That took not too much time though. And then I have some research and R&D stuff to do.
Oh yes, you have a ongoing extended task we've been touching on every so often.
Actually, I have two. One to continue and one to kind of start. Kind of two to start, actually. So first of all is just continuing work with the crystals to some degree. That's trying to coordinate with either the captain or the doctor for diplomatic or medical assistance in helping them out and getting them to a state where we can return them to Calcut.
Give me a reason science difficulty 2.
Right. Okay, we gain 1 momentum from that.
Yep, because you have a freebie. There should be 2 momentum on the table so far.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll throw that at you because you're top alphabetically. You do find that you can. There is a safe way to, with the body of work that has been collected so far, the Calcutta crystals now there is a way to transport the ones you found back to Calcut. It's a bit of a journey, but other ships could be assigned to bring them back, especially fleets that are moving out to take your guys' place in the at the Shackleton frontier.
All right, and then I was gonna do something with the doctor on this one, but she's not here, so.
Oh yeah, I just heard back from her. I'll copy her message into the Kismet chat.
Okay.
So,
There's been
Cool.
stuff and things happening.
Sounds good. And then, cool. So then the other two things are I have a project I'd like to work on with Lieutenant Aran
Mm-hmm.
when he's available. I want to look about the feasibility of integrating a tricorder's imaging and scanning systems into my frame.
Shouldn't be too hard.
We'll cycle back to that. Keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Cool.
Haha.
And the last thing is just a very long-term project that she'd be doing sporadic work on, which is holographic intelligence work.
although, wasn't there another thing that you wanted to look into?
Was there? I was scrolling through the chat log because I couldn't remember. So,
Something relating to a certain accident that occurred last time?
oh no,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was she was going to advise that be done. She wasn't going to do it.
I mean,
Oh.
what accident are you
Not a
talking
security
about?
officer.
Ah.
Um,
of
Guess not.
security, Right.
Myth is suspicious, and she will have advised the captain on having an investigation conducted, but she does not have the expertise to conduct that investigation.
She can attempt to advise that to Starfleet security to look into, and the station could look into it.
All right, I will do that.
But that will be a thing I cycle back to, because I'm giving everyone one shot at the can.
Cool.
So they can fail and give me gain momentum.
What was that?
Nothing, I just cleared my throat in a very complicated way. Captain, what are you up to during that?
And we went straight from Klingon space to Starbase 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, if you wanted to travel elsewhere in the Federation, there's various ships that have been moving around. So you easily could have gotten transport on a Civi craft or on a Starfleet craft.
No. In that case, no. I say, the captain has more or less been busying himself with just, I don't want to say paperwork, but, he's been relaxing, been getting regular duty reports from his staff. Nothing particularly bad has happened thus far. So he's been taking it easy. This is the first opportunities he's had to unwind for the past couple months, at least.
Give me an insight command or insight con difficulty 2.
Huh. You guys mind if I take a momentum? If only because this is my cautious command.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Re-roll that one. And we got it back.
Captain Grennan, you notice that in the various reports, not only have you been looking through the reports regarding your own ship, but you've had enough time you've been efficient with your time, so you've been able to look into what's been going on just in general with other ships in the area. And you've learned that there's, in the grapevine, there's no it's not outright stated. A lot of it's just stuff that's repeating what you've heard in the security report that was put out by the Admiralty. But you have heard there's a rumor of some sort of operation occurring near Gorn space, but no particular ship's been put on it. There's not a lot of detail, but you just notice there's a lot of personnel and data being gathered about that region of space, and your experience as an officer tells you that someone's being sent on a mission out there. You're just not sure who or why yet.
So Starfleet has operations near Gorn space. Interesting.
I
I'm
believe
sorry.
someone wanted to talk to somebody else at the moment.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Someone say something.
Hmm?
Never.
Was it Aran or Radun that was up to something? I think
There
you two wanted
was-
to talk to each other for some reason or another.
Myth wanted to talk to me about implementing like essentially inserting a tricord to their brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a weird kink, but I'll go along with it.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Aran, during some of your time, you at one point you are asked to help either Pend or Myth, as they both seem to want to speak with you on one particular day.
Well, I kind of changed the laws of physics and split myself in two. So, have they said what they want me to do? Both of
What
them?
did you two want him to do?
So Myth will have sent you a message rather than speaking to you in person about the feasibility of an engineering project to integrate only the imaging systems and sensor technology from a tricorder into her frame.
All right. And Pen?
Pend would ask you to drop by in relation to issues on your record and about why you can't be on a bridge. So more like just station keeping type of stuff.
Right. Well, I'll... Right. I'll have to send a message back to Myth saying, sorry, I have official Starfleet business to take care of. I'll swing by as soon as I can, and we'll get that going.
No worries, Lieutenant.
Thank you. All right. Lieutenant Jameson Aran reporting for duty, sir.
Lieutenant, I was looking over your records and there seems to be a few issues standing out. Do you mind if I go over them with you?
Please.
So it seems to be primarily with shuttlecrafts. Once are on Beta Z, where you stole a medical shuttle. Once
Yeah.
on Starbase 24, where you stole a Vulcan ambassador's shuttle. And once in the Academy, where you arranged quote-unquote shuttle races, but got caught out. Am I correct?
You are correct, sir.
And this has led you from, what? Being barred from the command program? What? Can you explain what's happened with this?
I have been barred from command due to the fact that I am not to be trusted about shuttles. But it's been 5 years since my last incident, and I am allowed to work on them now since I have a signed order from my teachers at Starfleet Academy. But I'm still not allowed to pilot larger vessels and go on unsupervised missions in shuttles.
So it definitely comes down to your report saying you need supervision when it comes to basically being on a ship, is what it's saying, correct?
That's what the agreement is.
Well, considering I've had my own issues with Starfleet, especially when in flight school, I will make you a deal if you promise not to crash or steal any of the shuttles.
Cutting in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll make you a deal as long as you can promise not to steal or crash any of the shuttles. How does that sound?
I swear by my uniform and as to my best ability, I will not fail you, sir.
Well, as it stands, I'm no longer going to be primarily flying the ship. So, as you seem to have experience, how would you from time to time like to fly the Kismet?
I would not be opposed to that, sir.
Why?
So you would primarily be on the engineering console on the bridge, but from time to time, if you prove yourself, I don't see any real issue with you actually flying the ship.
That's a great opportunity, sir.
So again, just no crashing, no stealing, and whatever you do, please don't crash the ship.
I haven't crashed a ship since the Betasid incident.
Well, that's good to know, but let's definitely try and not make it a habit.
Yes, sir.
Wait. Just as note. The last time I crashed a shuttle was, let's see, the last time I was allowed to pilot a shuttle. Right.
I still wasn't allowed to pilot shuttles then. I was 6, I think.
But yeah, thank you for coming along, and just remember that success isn't final, neither is failure final. Just got to look into changing things, okay?
Yes, sir.
Right, continue with your duties. I've got my own work to do.
I'll have to exchange a bulkhead. I'll be right back. Or I'll see you. Sorry.
Dismissed.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Attention. Captain Grennan to administration.
Oh. And Cap gets up from his chair, stretches, and goes, "Okay, on my way." And I'm gonna head to the administration center of the starbase.
You are directed by the staff there to through the various offices that make up the administration of the station and the general theater of operations here. Eventually, you're being led to one of the doors closest to the main entrance, to Rear Admiral Ludwinger's office. And one of the officers just kind of leads you in, just motions for you to enter.
Shoot, what rank is this officer?
The officer that gestures you in is a lieutenant.
Okay, thank you, Lieutenant. As you were. Gonna head into the Admiral's office.
You see Ludwinger behind a desk. His room, the office is very bare. There's like the Federation flag on hanging off of a pole. There's a briefing screen with the general layout of various ships in the region. And behind him, and he's sitting at his desk tapping at his console. He kind of looks up. He waves for you to come in and continues tapping.
Admiral, it's nice to finally meet you in person.
We met at over in the Shackleton. Remember the dinner?
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, the past month has been rather hectic. What with that Adler situation, I'm I'm only just managing to get relaxed again. Although, all things considered, with everything that's happening in this regional space, I highly doubt that's going to last.
Right you are, Captain. It's been busy for all of us. Just wanted to brief you rather quickly on an unofficial basis, but at ease. Sorry, I should have said that already. As you already know, your Mr. Pend has been promoted at the discretion of Starfleet Command, and I thought I'd give you a heads up that normally we would approach you about that, and I was curious why that was. I mean, I'm not part of I haven't been part of the 10th Expeditionary for very long, but in my experience, one usually consults with the captain of a ship for first officer postings. And this went over your head, so to speak. And I wasn't sure why. So I looked into it on your behalf. And it appears someone who outranks me, who I'm not at liberty to discuss, felt it necessary for the good work and function of the fleet, which in Admiral speak is "shut up, I told you so." He shrugs.
Oh, I've been adjunct to admirals before. I know the speak.
So your Mr. Pend has friends in high places, so keep that in mind. Figured I'd let you in on that, since that isn't top secret information.
Well,
Specifically who it is, I can't go into, but
I
know it's
suppose
higher than me.
I suppose this case I should be thankful that an admiral has gone over my head. Thank you, Admiral.
Well, I'm trying to be helpful to the fleet as best I can, since I can't talk to the Breen. But that's not your problem. Anyway, your ship is looking to be, according to the reports, looks like it's going to be ready to go here by tomorrow. So I intend, once you have your ships sorted, I'm going to be sending an officer of the Starfleet Corps of Engineers over to your ship, and they are going to give you your orders. I can't go into the details quite yet, but you will be sallied forth quite some distance from station.
Very good.
Any assignment changes I need to be aware of that haven't put in file, or any requests you wanted for the ship that I can try to fast track for you?
As it currently stands, no, but as I'm sure we'll be back here from time to time, given our role within the fleet now, I'm sure something will come up.
Yes. Oh, and you'll be given security codes for proper address to the various star bases in the region. You might not come back to this starbase in particular, but the surrounding star bases in the region have been briefed of your appearance.
Of
So
course.
they should be surprised.
Right. I'd imagine, given that the 10th Fleet is about to become a staple of this region.
Yes, it's going to be a busy time. Just put it that way for now. Hopefully all you'll have to do is drink wine and enjoy yourself. But fair warning to you, that's really not how this is going to go.
Yep.
If
Well, hopefully I'll have at least one opportunity to use the new diplomatic lounges.
well, you can thank our good friends from Beta Z for the layout. It's a bit fancy, I think is the way to put it, but it serves its purpose.
Anyhow, if there's nothing else, Admiral.
One last thing. Have you heard the rumor about Miss Adler?
Have I?
Do you have any? Give me Insight Security difficulty 2.
I'm not gonna ask any momentum. So, inside security difficulty 2, you say?
Y'all.
Womp.
You know what you already know.
Yep. I know that she blew up along with the SS Tora.
It would appear from certain sources within Starfleet's intelligence that Adler has been seen elsewhere in the Federation. I'm not sure how she managed it, or if it's just some sort of look-alike, but for now, if you encounter any Klingons, as far as Starfleet's concerned, Adler died on the Torah, and we're going to leave it alone. Let Starfleet security handle it. Understood?
Yes. Yes, Admiral.
If you learn of any information, contact me as soon as you can. On secure
Will-
channel, of course.
Will do.
Otherwise, you're dismissed.
Thank you, Admiral. So, the captain walks out of the office, waits for the door to close behind him. He's gonna walk over to a bulkhead and pick it.
Wow.
On the
Because he
other side
can't
of
just
the
walk
bulkhead.
outside and scream Adler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll for broken toes.
Especially if he looked at the hammer and gone, one
Captain,
second,
I'm not
turned
finished.
around and just screamed.
Captain, I'm not
Yeah, it
finished.
says, Admiral, if you would excuse me for a second.
I'm not finished with this bulkhead, Captain. Could you not kick it?
It's not secured yet. Bulkhead falls over.
Hits him in the shoulder.
Oh no.
You know what? Why am I not even surprised?
Oh, that reminds me.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling something here.
All right.
Captain, when you kick the wall, you feel a twinge in your shoulder, but it doesn't hurt too much. You're just aware of it. Despite medical attention to it, it's still not settled properly.
Captain's gonna just roll his shoulder and be on his way.
So, on that day, what is Varder and Myth doing? Since I've tied up 3 of you.
Let's see. What was the extended task project that you had up there?
That's to achieve the project you're looking for. It would be a reason engineering to figure out how to do it. It wouldn't have it installed, but you'd figure out how to get that put in.
Ah, all right.
Figure out how to get what put in.
The tricorder imagers inserted into her frame.
Ah.
I think I'm gonna start looking at some of the theory behind that.
Okay. Oh, the
So-
difficulty. That's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
You're just putting in the tricorder's imager, like you're just making it so you can record like a tricorder can.
Yeah. Record and scan.
Yeah, I'll just make that difficulty 3.
All right.
It would be 2, but you're kind of rare, so there's not a whole lot of research on you. Well, not as much research as a tricorder.
Yeah. All right. We have how many momentum right now? 2.
2.
Mind if I take one?
Go for
I
it.
don't mind.
Cool. That's 3.
Roll your science +2 in challenge dice to see how much work you accomplish. You can spend a momentum to re-roll some of that failure.
Okay, let's see. That's
That's
take
6. You lose one of it. 5. You would get a breakthrough.
Ooh, yeah, 5.
Honestly, I just take it that
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take
Well-
that.
unless question for the GM, are
Mm-hmm.
we about to switch?
After everyone's acted, so after we're done, you're gonna lose that momentum. Assuming he doesn't need it for something.
Yeah, does Varder need it for anything?
Who
I
knows?
don't even know what I'm doing, so there's that. Still trying to think.
Okay. I'm. I'd have to get 3. No, I'd have to get 4. I'm gonna go for it.
Okay. Bye bye momentum 10. We hardly knew you.
Mm-hmm. Nope. That's
2, 3,
6
4.
work.
Yep.
No, 7,
It's got resistance 1.
4,
Right.
5.
3, 4, 5,
That's
6,
8.
8.
That's 8 minus 1.
So you have 7 total.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So close.
So
you make a
close.
lot. You make a lot of progress, but there's this. And you make a major breakthrough. You learn that you don't really need to, like find a spot in your framework to insert an object as big as a tricorder. You can take out the
Yeah.
innards and then try to spread it out across your system, or possibly program your own actual systems and hardware to act like that. So you figured that much out. Now the issue is, okay, that's nice and all, but now I have to learn how to program myself to do that.
Right.
That's
This
a
is where
different
I
problem.
probably need an engineer for the remainder.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got the theory. How do I do the rest?
Mr. Varder,
Yes.
give me Insight Medicine difficulty 2.
Okay. Insight.
Actually,
Oh,
you know what?
God,
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna spend 2 and make it complication 2.
Yo, Insight Medicine is like the best roll I could do. Actually, no, Insight Science would be the best one I could do. How's that? I got 1 at least.
Oof.
Oh, I don't have a token for that. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. So as you're enjoying the promenade and moving about the station, you're thinking about what you want to do. There's another day before you have to ship out.
I think you're moving me. Just now. Yeah, that's more like it.
And too big. Way too big.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
A Bajoran priest is walking along, and he's head down. He has like this the full head cover, like covering up his hair.
What are they-
Bright orange clothes, earring, looks very very old.
The Vedic, I think they're called.
He's not that high rank. He's something else. Vedic's like a bishop. There's priests below that. I forget what it's called. But yes, you see him wandering around, and he's putting a Bajoran to people, and the translators do pick up, but there's a lag because he's not making any effort to make it. He's speaking in a very old Bajoran. Like even you have a hard time understanding him because it's just not. People don't talk like that anymore. It's not even before the occupation was that really a thing people spoke all the time. And you kind of catch him. You kind of catch some of the stuff he's saying, and it's this. For a brief moment, you kind of understand it, but you're not a very religious man, as I recall. So it's a lot of it's lost on you. I mean, you understand prophet. Everyone knows that word in Bajoran. It's kind of obvious, but a lot of it's very vague and not very informative.
I mean, isn't that just generally how Bajoran priests talk?
If they're Kai Wynn, yeah.
My child.
I forget who the other fellow was that was just normal.
Barial.
Yeah.
Oh no. What is this?
And as he continues to talk and drone as he moves, everything grows quiet. And all you can hear is your own heartbeat thumping away. And you take 1 stress. As you feel incredibly isolated and alone.
Well, shit.
Oh fuck.
And it doesn't seem like anyone's moving. Everyone's just stopped. And it's just him walking very slowly through them. And he even like sidesteps around people because they're standing still and in his way.
Can I move?
Yes.
Can I get down there?
You get to him, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get to him. There's enough space, thankfully.
I wasn't sure if this was like I'm up somewhere and I need to find a way down, or yeah, I wasn't okay. I'll approach him, but cautiously, because this is entirely irregular.
You don't say.
Yeah.
He stops when you get in front of him, his head still bowed low. He's still muttering and chanting. Insight medicine, difficulty 2. Complications down to 1, though. As you're now focused on him.
I'm surprised I made that, honestly.
Oh, it's a new roll.
Hmm.
Yeah. The droning kind of starts clearing, and he seems to be chanting an ancient prayer.
I'm guessing I have no clue what the prayer's about, but that makes sense.
We are the light in the darkness.
Oh
wandering
god.
forth
Oh
together.
motherfucker!
The prophets our guide. We are the light in the darkness. None shall wander alone. Our light alighting all. We are the light in the darkness. We let no wraith dictate to us. Our hands firm to the tiller.
He kind of looks up at you.
We are the light in the darkness.
And he kind of starts reaching up for your ear very slowly.
Oh, I know what's coming now. I mean, I assume I know what's coming now. Unless he's doing something different. He's gonna grab my ear and do the whole paw thing. I'm not gonna move away from him.
He grabs your ear and he starts squeezing it like he's squeezing the life out of it. You can feel pain as he's squeezing so hard. So much so you take damage.
Rack.
I mean, dude, I didn't want an ear piercing.
You take 1 stress as you feel the intense pain, and it's not so much the actual physical, like he's not actually tearing your ear or anything. It's just this sense of being stared at and being seen. Like he's staring through you, and it's kind of unnerving, and it's not really helping you calm down at all while he's doing this, because it's kind of, this is some freaky Bajoran religion stuff that you don't really do this. You know, you don't have an orb experience. You weren't a priest. Like, this is really strange for most people.
Yeah. Even if you believe in the prophets normally.
Yeah. The calamity comes. You must be ready. Your paw is strong, but only for now.
What does that mean?
Well, strong paw means that, what's the talent do again? Damn it, the joke was gonna work, and then I failed because I couldn't remember what the talent Strong Pa does.
Before you know it, he lets go. He walks away from you as you literally ask him, what does that mean? And you turn, and then you lose him in the crowd as it starts moving again.
Okay. Probably just do the whole surprised standing looking around thing as opposed to actually doing anything.
Eh,
Camera
Yup.
slowly zooms out to bird's eye view as he looks around in the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
freaky shit.
And, he's already aware that Starfleet doesn't necessarily go, oh, Bajoran prophets. We can take them seriously, so he's not going to tell him.
Oh,
He was on Deep Space Nine.
there's another person.
Uh-oh.
A familiar face walks by you.
Fucking hell.
As in Adler.
Yeah.
That's something to try and follow.
Do you just follow after her, or do you stop her?
Fucking... I had a polite thing to say to get someone to stop, and then it entirely slipped out of my mind for "Hey, bitch." I'm not gonna say that.
Oh no! Choice word.
Yeah. Excuse me, miss.
She doesn't stop right away.
And I reach out and tap her shoulder.
Oh motherfucker!
A ensign, who's about mid-30s or so, kind of turns around, dark skin, short black hair, kind of with a pad tucked under her arm, kind of turns around. Yes, can I help you?
My mistake. I mistook you for someone else.
Is everything right, Master Chief?
Yeah. Sorry to bother you.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. Hold on. She taps at her pad. Are you Master Chief Varder?
Yes, that would be me.
Oh, do you know where your captain is? I've been looking all over.
No. I've just been around on the station.
Oh, darn.
Don't
Could
know
you-
if I can actually still get in contact with him.
All right. Thanks anyway.
That was half a question to you. Can he actually badge the captain still?
You could try. He might still be here.
I'll try that.
Oh,
Farther to Captain Grennan.
Captain Grennan here. What's up?
What is your location? I've got an ensign looking for you.
Oh, I'm heading down from the Admiral's office. I'm heading back towards the Kismet now.
I can send her to meet you there.
Oh, sure. I assume the Kismet is, docked at an airlock.
it's berthed inside one of the upper internal bays.
So
It's
yeah,
just dry docked.
yeah. So it's docked. So, yes, I'll meet her at docking for the.
All right. And I'll pass that on to her that you can meet him at the berth for the Kismet.
Oh, that's docking bay 14. Right. All right. Thank you, Master Chief. Actually, do you mind helping me get there? I kind of got turned around.
Sure. Follow me.
Thank you. Oh, I'm not taking you out of your leave time, am I?
I'm not doing much.
Oh. So you're the, what's it say here? Chief of Security?
Yes.
Oh.
And you're
So-
looking for the captain for...
Oh, I'm to give his orders tomorrow, but I kind of got here early, so figure I get an early day in before the ship gets ready to go.
What color is she?
Gold.
Oh. So engineering or security? Because there's no distinction between those uniforms, is there?
No, it's
That I
the
recall.
operations field.
Yeah. And your specialty is?
Oh, I'm with the Starfleet Court of Engineers, Ensign Tyr Altera.
Well, you've got the usual energy that I expect from Starfleet.
Thank you. I've had some good time at Earth, so been working on ships and the like, so kind of excited to see the Kismet. Heard it got through a whole new refit and everything. Actually, I was wondering if I could, if you think it'd be all right if I could do some modifications, if you have some staff that can watch me.
That would be something to run by the captain rather than me.
Oh, I didn't know if it would stress your security. I mean, I know officers tend to put a lot of pressure on the enlisted about doing extra, but I don't want to give you extra work when you're already busy. No need to ask the captain for something that you really can't do.
We could probably manage it, so...
Oh, good.
On we go, I guess.
Yep. Are you all right? You seem a little preoccupied.
Just a lot on my mind.
Wow. Sorry I asked. And granted, you see Varder and the ensign approaching you.
Ah, Chief.
Captain,
Captain?
this is Ensign... Forgot her name.
Ensign Altera. Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Ah, likewise.
And she holds out a pad to you. Your order, sir.
Ah, yes, I've been waiting for these.
And in there you'll find my assignment to your ship. I'm to supervise the mission.
Oh?
Well, not the mission per se, but I'm necessary. I'll explain later when we have time to go over the briefing notes. I wanted to get that to you before the day went out. Kind of got here early, so...
See. Well, I guess I'll introduce you to the rest of the senior staff at the meeting, where we'll go over any sort of casually waves the pad, whatever is in this.
Yeah, they always give the fun assignments to the Corps. She kind of makes a face like, yeah, not really.
All right, well, I'll see you shortly then. And he takes the pad and he starts skimming it.
You had a request for the captain as well?
Oh, yes. Actually, I was wondering if I could get your permission to do some modifications to your propulsion system. I've been experimenting with the new propulsion system with the Corps, and wanted to see if it would work on the Kismet.
Okay, you'll have to run that by Lieutenant James, last name, Jameson Iran and Lieutenant Myth.
That's your chief science officer and... I forget what Mr. Iran does.
He is the liaison to Bridge from main engineering.
Right. Sir, do you think it'd be too much trouble if I bother them today, or should I just wait till tomorrow? I know everyone's still on their off day today. Trouble anybody?
I don't think it would be any bother to Lieutenant Myth. Myth lives for her work.
I don't think she sleeps, really. She kind of looks away as she ponders something.
Very true.
So, as I head back towards the bridge, I'm gonna sort of be absent-mindedly reading this report, these orders. What do we got?
I'll give you the details of that in Discord.
Yep.
But as you step onto the ship, the ensign doesn't follow you. She kind of looks over to Varder, kind of shrugs. I think I'm dismissed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Master Chief. Hope whatever it is you're dealing with goes well.
Thank you, and
I trust.
have a good day.
You too. Oh, can I trouble you for one more thing?
Depends, but go ahead.
Could you contact Lieutenant Myth? See if where she is.
All right, and yeah, tap chest. Chief Varder to Lieutenant Myth.
Yes, Chief.
Where are you currently located, and are you somewhat free?
I'm currently in my research labs, Master Chief. Why?
I've got an ensign that would like to speak to you regarding permissions and modifications to the Kismet.
You can send her to me.
Lieutenant Myth is in her research lab, but you are free to go and say hello.
Research lab. That's tech. I know where that is. Thank you, Master Chief. Dismissed, I guess. She shrugs.
Yep, dismissed.
No, sir. I outrank you. Well, not sir, but you know. Anyway.
Yeah, that was quiet to myself kind of thing.
Ah.
Sorry.
It's all right. She walks off with a rather brisk movement in her steps.
He's still like, but I saw her as Adler.
Yeah.
Kind of. And the last time I saw a crew member as Adler, it didn't go well.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually is going onto the ship and running through personnel records to see if this ensign actually exists.
You can give me a reason plus security difficulty of 3.
Oof. The wrong thing. Okay, reason security. I don't think chain of command would come in helpful for that.
At increased difficulty, I'd give it to you.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'll just go with reason security and nope. Oof.
Oof.
She is very real.
As you're looking it up, and you go to her console, you kind of just pull up the records, use your codes to look her up, rather. And after a few minutes of tapping away, a pair of security guards walk up to you, phasers kind of tucked, openly carried, type 2s, says they, "Excuse me, what are you doing, Master Chief?"
Checking records. Why?
And just as you turn to address them, you notice access denied appears. Classified information starts blinking at you rather intensely.
Ah, that's why.
What are you accessing classified information, Master Chief? One of them's a lieutenant, the other one is a ensign.
Didn't realize personnel files for a ship I'm assigned to as the chief of security would be classified. Sir.
What were you looking into? Maybe we can help.
Just a matter of if they were exactly as they said they were. If you have any idea of what the Kismets recently experienced, you might understand the caution.
Can't say I do, Master Chief, but we can have a chat about this down at security, and we can look into this with the head. If you wish to continue pursuing this.
That sounds like a polite invitation to not.
You can give me insight security difficulty 1. See what it's hinting at.
Insight security.
While he's rolling that, can you get me that thing? The mission details.
Sure. One moment.
Internal screaming intensifies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I have a suspicion. Security shows up. Access denied. Huh, well, that's not suspicious.
Security acts very suspiciously.
I mean, the goal is just, well,
Ah,
make sure
so,
that we don't die.
So we are the mission. We are the mission.
Hmm.
Oh.
I see.
That's a bit of an oof right there.
So we're doing a ship-wide psych eval to make sure that we're fit to be diplomats, I think. Without
We're
looking
fit
at
to
things.
continue duty, yeah.
Well, that too.
Wait.
Did I just straight up look up the shrink? Who's in Starfleet
Yeah.
Intelligence, probably.
Probably.
Wait, is just out of character. Wait, is this your Altera?
Yeah, it's the same person.
Oh my god!
I don't know who that is.
How did I not make that connection? It's
Tira Altera was my character on Sarek. When she left the game, I made a new character. She was last left as a Starfleet Corps of Engineer ensign. Originally was a Master Chief Petty Officer, Chief Engineer.
Huh, funny that.
That's why she was being nice to you. It's like, oh, hey, Master Chief, I'm trying not to give you more work, because I know what that's like.
Meanwhile, it's actually security. What am I got to do? You go patrol there, you there. Something bad happens, that's when I've got shit to worry about.
She doesn't
Okay.
know. Her security's garbage.
Yeah.
oh boy.
And I can actually get you I can't get you the classified, but I can get you the registry number.
What
Just give me
of the ship?
Yeah. Just give me a moment here. I had it written down, I lost it, so I have to pull it back up again. Boo-boo-boo-boo. There it is. Oh, whoa, I almost put that in the general. That would have been very smart of me.
That would be funny.
Correction there, hold on. There we go.
Ah. Ah. So that ship itself is classified, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you get the registry number in it, but you don't get the name of the ship. And you know what class of ship it is.
Ah. I am, however, going to look up Starfleet records NCC 1877.
Give me reason command or reason con difficulty 4.
Oh wow.
And I'm going to increase the complication to 3.
I mean, if the captain would be in communication with his XO, he may be able to help him.
I'm going to call. I actually, one thing I did want to do is I want to talk with my new XO, Lieutenant Penn. Not lieutenant anymore. You're a lieutenant commander now, right?
Yes.
So that means I address you as a commander, right?
Yeah.
Commander Penn to the to my ready room.
Yes, Captain.
That's gonna take getting used to.
I can
And we'll
hear
cut-
the disdain in his voice.
We'll cut back to security issues in Paradise. Oh, hey, yeah, you got some momentum out of that.
How much?
2. There's
Nice.
1. It's not so much a polite drop it. You get in the sense that he's suspicious of a enlisted who's looking up classified data, and he's like, "Well, you stopped when I came, so I can't arrest you, but I really want you to come down to the precinct so we can have a chat about this because this is weird."
I mean, in that case, I'd rather not raise suspicions on myself unduly. So yeah, I'll go with you, Lieutenant.
You are then summarily questioned by the head of security for the station. They're asked, and you can give me a presence security roll, a presence con roll to explain what you're up to. If you're trying to hide it or you're trying to obfuscate what you're up to, that's a different roll.
No, I'm not. Speak plainly and accurately.
I'm gonna tell them about the Adler.
Yes, I saw an ensign as Adler. That bit might not go over so well, so I might just omit that.
Okay.
Hi, I'm seeing things.
Nice to meet you, seeing things.
That just doesn't seem compelling in an argument, does it?
No. Anything else you're omitting from your report to the head of security for Starbase 21?
No, just that.
Okay. So
More or less, just her general demeanor was a little, at least to me, a little off. And she's new on the ship, so might as well check her record.
There'll be a presence security or presence con. Difficulty 2, complication 2, because you are you're not omitting pertinent information, but you are obviously hiding something which might make him more suspicious of you.
Fair.
Feel free to spend a momentum.
Yeah, let me take a momentum there to give me something.
Cause
yeah. Oof.
I don't suppose you have cautious security.
No, I've got collaboration security.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yep.
buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Well, unfortunately, Master Chief, I understand what you're trying to tell me. However, I do feel that since you have accessed highly classified information, and I'm not entirely convinced it was merited, I am going to be holding you for the next 24 hours under that suspicion. I will be informing your captain of this.
All right.
If you'll follow my detail, they'll give you your quarters. And he kind of looks over to the doors that lead to the brig.
Yep. Gonna go.
As Penn walks into the red room of the Kismet, and I should really make that something you guys can see.
Red.
You get a ping on your comm badge. Allah.
Me?
Yeah.
Captain here.
Hello, this is Starfleet. This is Starfleet Security for Starbase 21. We have detained Master Chief Varder Redun under suspicion of breaching secrets. We are informing you of this fact as a courtesy. If you have any questions or concerns, you can them to me, or you can bring them up with the Judge Advocate General here on station.
What files was he accused of breaching?
He was found to be breaching secure personnel files in within the main computer of Starfleet Command.
Really?
Details on that I can't go into. If you have clearance for it, you can look it up. It's on a rest file Varder 1. If you want to put in your codes, feel free to do so. But I don't know if you're cleared or not.
I see. Well, I'll take a look. Thank you for informing me.
You're welcome, Captain.
And the captain just sort of, slumps his head into his hand and just massages the bridge of his nose. And he's gonna pull up Varder's arrest file.
Hey, at least that's the first time he's been arrested. There's
Ouch.
that. Right?
Ouch.
Give me
by the
reason
Federation.
command or reason con
Reason command.
as you're looking up the file and seeing what it was he's even in trouble for.
What's the roll? What's the difficulty?
Opposed.
I'm gonna spend a momentum.
Can't imagine why.
Rerolling. And I didn't have any focus, did I? It doesn't matter. I beat.
The file he was looking up was the personnel file for Ensign Tyr Altera of Starfleet Corps of Engineers. Apparently, she has her personnel file is classified due to the sensitive nature of her work. And you notice there's actually on her personnel file, you see that she's on a couple. One, she's assigned to the Kismet currently, so that lines up. She's part of but she also seems to be part of ongoing projects that the Corps is working on that are highly classified, and she's been given clearance. So her file has been protected.
I
But
see.
your command codes were enough to get in there because you're supposed to know. You're at least supposed to know her personnel file.
Yeah.
And actually, giving it a look, not since you rolled well enough, you also get the feeling that the reason he got in trouble was because it was an enlistee looking into an officer with a classified file. He didn't know that, though, most likely.
Okay.
Or he did, and he's in on it. But this is one of
Okay.
those innocent mistakes enlisted do when they look into an office, someone who outranks them.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to call back up the security office.
Security office, go ahead.
This is Captain Grennan of the Kismet again. I think I can clear up the little misunderstanding about my security chief. The file that he was looking into is of an officer who is going to be serving aboard the ship. He was doing his due diligence as my chief of security and looking into the files of new transfers onto the Kismet.
Oh, I see. Give me a presence command difficulty 1.
Okay. That's hard. I don't have any momentum. That's okay.
Oh, we do have one.
But I had spent... Oh, unless we get it back because of...
Yeah.
Did I get it back?
Yeah, because you beat him by one.
Okay, never mind. Well, we got another one anyway. And, doesn't matter, but would my law focus have come into play there?
Yeah.
It didn't matter, but...
Okay. Very good, Captain. We'll release him now. Thank you for clearing that up for me. There'll be no permanent record on his log other than we had questions for him, which is not unusual on this station.
Very
Sorry
good.
to trouble you.
Very good. Continue your diligence.
And Varder, you are released from captivity.
Thanks, Captain.
Captain having to bail you out of your bullshit.
Yeah, that's the captain's job, okay? It's in the fine print.
Meanwhile, Panda's patiently standing there.
Oh, Penda's now entered my room.
Yeah, he's been there this whole time.
Oh, jeez. The captain looks up and he says, "Oh, geez, Penn, how long have you been there?"
Long enough to hear I'm not the only troublemaker on the crew.
Seem to be running a ship full of them. He doesn't even mean it.
Well, at least we keep your life interesting, wouldn't you agree?
I agree. And he looks at Penn. Is he wearing the new pip?
Yes, it's been affixed, and he's in his command red now.
And he looks him up. Looks him over and he says, "You make the command red work."
Oh, at least that makes one of us thinking that.
So, I spoke with Admiral Ludwinger about your recent promotion. I'm glad to see that your talents are being recognized.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what talents are being recognized personally, but yeah, sure.
I mean, personally, it's a little odd that the Admiralty went over head about this, but clearly something in the reports must have they must have seen something.
Oh, hopefully it was something good, because as far as I can see, I just fly a ship.
Right. I have a question about Penn, because this is one of those I would have read his record. Does Penn have any history of interest in the command track?
Yes.
What would that be?
He's attended command courses.
Yeah.
He's had interests.
Okay. Well, I've read in your report your studies into the command courses. It's not completely unheard of. Con officers often end up going in command after they've had their stint behind the ship's wheel, and I'd say you've had quite a stint.
Oh, thank you very much. I personally thought I'd end up being put on security or somewhere else before command, but yeah, it was a bit shocking to go from Lieutenant Con Officer to Lieutenant Commander First Officer.
Well, you've been with me for a while and you've seen how this ship runs. There are very few people who I've met over the past year who I would consider suited for the job.
Well, let's hope you keep saying that after another year or so.
Anyhow, Pend, I wanted to go over this briefing with you. We have our first mission. Your first chance for you to prove yourself as my XO.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's the attitude. He puts down the pad and says, "Near the end of the Dominion War, we lost a Starfleet vessel near the border of Gorn space. Now, Starfleet hadn't looked into the matter any further, but recent intelligence seems to suggest that the ship is still intact and the man didn't self-destruct."
Interesting. I've had well, I should say I've flown around Gorn's base once or twice, and generally, if you don't blow up, they blow you up.
Right. But all things considered, the location of this vessel is very interesting considering its class. Pulls up and like on the LCAR screen behind him, he pulls up the one of those side ship views, and you see the schematics for a Defiant.
Well, damn.
Now, I'd consider that this ship was just out on routine patrol if it weren't for this. And he slides you the document that contains all the information that he had on the ship. And all the information he has on the ship is a register NCC 1877-A. Everything else about the ship is classified.
Generally, when you've got a ship doing this and only showing up the registration, it's more than likely intelligence. It's not supposed to be out there with people knowing about it.
My thoughts exactly. But I do think I might have a lead on it where we can find a name. And he taps and he points at the A. This is the first ship that's had this name. If we look into NCC 1877, we might have an easier of it.
It's possible. I've studied a few different ships, and it's possible I maybe even heard of it if you go over the records.
Agree. Let's see what we can find. And I guess the two of us are gonna go into the records and can find anything. So what's the check?
The check is none of your business.
Jerk.
Oh, well, now the difficulty just got a lot higher. So, are you looking up in a different way, or you're still looking it up? You're looking up the name of the ship.
Yes, I'm going for the specifically I'm utilizing the fact that NCC 1877-A is likely the second ship to bear the name.
Mhm.
So if I can just find out what the 1877 was, there's our name.
You're not going to believe this. The difficulty for the first ship is difficulty 6, complication 3.
As opposed to the second ship, which is difficulty, which is only,
4, complication 1.
you said difficulty 6. I'm sorry.
I'll type it out.
What?
And what are the attribute disciplines required?
Jesus.
I mean, I kind of want to go joint go for it.
What? What? Oh my god. Oh, wow. I keep forgetting what advisor does.
When you're assisting somebody in a particular, you allow for a re-roll of one of the d20s. I'd have to forget exactly. I think it's command and something else.
Pend, what's your reason?
9.
Okay, mine. And this is, you said it's reason con,
Yeah.
huh?
Yep. Because you're going through the formality
Ugh.
of the actual ship
Okay.
registry.
Okay.
What's your reason?
My reason con is only 11, so you might act.
I was just about to say,
to
if I
lead.
gave you my con, what would it be then?
If you gave me your, it would. Well, what's your con right now?
5.
Oh, geez. It'd be 14.
Do you have an applicable focus for maybe looking up starships?
No.
I don't think I do either. I've got like astronavigation, helm operation, and small crafts.
Well, if that's the case, I'm willing to spend. Because what do you have? What do you have? advisor.
No, I have collaboration con, so I can give you my con score and a focus.
Yeah, don't I have to spend a moment for that?
Yeah, I have to spend one to give it you. Plus, I can
And
still
I'll also-
assist as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll spend another to give myself a third die. And I think we're only gonna go for the 18778. Jesus. Okay. Is any... Nope. Oof. I don't think we're gonna succeed at this.
Just to say, did you roll that? Your con's supposed to be 5 now, isn't it? Oh yeah, so you
Oh,
still would have
that's
failed.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, because of that third one. Access denied. Yep, of course.
Am I gonna have to bail both of you out?
Okay.
Captain, could I
Well-
just have a look at that in private for a few minutes?
Oh no. Wow, already this under tacky shit. Okay. No, as things stand, I think we should hear what our liaison from the Starfleet Corps of Engineers has to say. We might get some answers from her mouth.
Very well. If we don't, I can always look into it myself.
I appreciate that, Lieutenant. Not Lieutenant anymore. Commander.
Just call me Pend. It's gonna get confusing, Captain.
Whatever you say, Commander.
Yeah, it's never
Pend,
gonna go. Yeah, no, that's never gonna happen.
Your lordship.
Your Grace. Your Grace.
Oh, and that's
She-
what an advisor does?
Yeah.
Okay.
I shot that to you. Just in the...
GM.
Yeah.
After I leave the ready room, am I able to use my codes to look that up, registration up?
You can attempt it with presence plus security or presence plus con. Complication goes up by 1 though for either.
I will give you 3 threat.
Thank you.
Oh God. What are you doing?
Jeez.
I'm looking that up myself.
Oh God. Pen.
And I'm assuming you're looking at the dash A one first.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So technically we get a momentum out of that.
It's true. Is true. And do.
Also, I don't have bold
Nice.
con anymore, so I just gave. I had no rerolls with that.
Oh dear.
Sweet. I'm going to keep hold of
Whoops.
that
Whoops.
until.
Cancel that one, actually. I gave you the wrong ship, Derp.
I figured you did.
Do. I'll just edit that. No. I mean, it's the right name. So that part's right, because they're the same name. No. I don't know how to use Discord, I swear.
Surprisingly difficult.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I said, I'll keep hold of that until I need to drop it.
Yeah. I'll just kill all that. But yeah, no, it's anything particular you're looking up? I'll just erase this to clear things up.
Commanding officer and, if possible, last assignment.
Last assignment. CEO was this person.
Sweet. I doubt I'm going to get anything else out of that role, so for now I'll just keep that one in the vault.
Okay. And with that, we'll actually cut over to the Master Chief. The ensign bothering Lieutenant Myth.
All right.
Into your research lab steps in a kind of looks around.
Hello, Ensign. What can I do for you?
Hello, Lieutenant. I was seeking your Captain Grennan suggested. I asked Captain Grennan for permission to do some experiments on the propulsion system for the Kismet, and he suggested that I would need your approval and the approval of one Lieutenant Aran.
Ah, yes. What are the modifications you're looking to accomplish? You can come over here.
Well, you see, she starts tapping at the screen and pulling up some schematics. You see the Starfleet Corps of Engineers logo pop up briefly, and she kind of taps in a code real quick and keeps pulling up files. Give me a reason plus engineering difficulty 2. Or insight, if that's better.
No, reason is always better for me. Right. Does that have to do with warp propulsion or impulse propulsion?
Warp propulsion.
All right. That's 2.
So you see, if we do now, I don't know how well you briefed on the Cerex encounter with the alien craft designated 267, but the system it uses basically does a sort of almost like a folding of space upon itself. The downside is that it kind of rips apart subspace and does a lot of damage. So what I'm trying to do is a much smaller scale version of that doesn't cause damage to subspace. But the problem is I need to use a newer ship class that is fitted with the dampeners that modern warp engines have to not damage subspace normally. I wouldn't be doing any, wouldn't be trying to fold space with the actual Kismet, but I would be wanting to do some, have a chance to look at the propulsion system, do some scans for myself, and possibly do some holographic experiments aboard ship.
Indeed.
Which will
I see no
require-
issue with that.
Good. And
I believe for the specific engineering permissions, you'll want to speak with Ron, but on a theoretical principle, this seems sound enough.
yes, it's been tricky getting any research time on it, so I'll be glad someone understands what I'm talking about.
Indeed, there's never enough research time.
Oh, what are you lurking on, Lieutenant?
I'm currently doing some investigations into some theoretical applications of the additional photonic emitters that we've installed on the ship. Dr. Zimmerman had some interesting ideas about future ways in which a ship might partially operate off holographic crews. I'm looking to see what work I can do into prototyping it.
I don't know about that. There's been a lot of incidents with holograms. I mean, they gain sentience and all, but then they tend to go rogue rather badly.
And Myth turns to her a little bit and says, I have an interest in artificial intelligence, Ensign.
Oh, you're different, Lieutenant.
Oh no.
Not as much as you might expect, Ensign.
Really?
There are very many similar principles along artificial sentience. It's simply a matter of unlocking the exact methodology and nurturing along that sentience until it reaches a point of self-sustaining.
Plus, wait, I'm just trying to make sure if I recall. I think at this point in the timeline, word of the advancements being done on the holographic doctor on the Voyager have probably trickled back.
Yeah.
Right, but they might not be looked upon favorably by everyone.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Well, if you ever have any free time, I'd love to observe. And I'm not a holographic programmer by any means, but and apparently I'm definitely not an artificial intelligence expert. But I'd love to learn as much as I can. When we're both free, of course, Lieutenant. I don't want to horn in on your research.
Of course. What I'm doing can wait. If we want to go down to engineering and consult with Haran.
Certainly.
She makes kind of an intricate gesture and all the holograms collapse.
She types in a code real quick and her screen blanks out.
This way, Ensign. And I lead the ensign down to engineering, where I assume Lieutenant Duran is.
You do happen to catch Aran coming the other way on your way to engineering.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm late. I was just about to come see you.
Ah, Lieutenant, we were just on our way to see you, in fact.
Oh, good. Who's
This ensign has some interesting research she'd like to conduct with the Kismet's advanced warp drives. I've looked over the theory, and it seems achievable. However, I suggested that she consult with you before attempting any modifications to our systems.
Of course. And he reaches out a hand. Jameson Aaron.
It's in Terra Altera. Pleasant to meet you.
Pleasure's mine.
Here, let's... She taps at her pad real quick. And then she holds it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
That'll have the basics of it, but it should explain roughly what I'm up to.
Okay.
Reason engineering difficulty 2, because this is some theoretical stuff.
Well, yeah, sure. Reason engineering.
Whoa.
Reason engineering.
Yes.
Difficulty 2, yeah. Rolling. No, hold on. Warp field dynamics.
Yes.
Cool. Focus used. Yeah.
All right. We both know our stuff.
Yeah.
You understand what it is she's talking. The simplification of it, folding space, but on a much smaller scale that doesn't rip apart space-time and so on.
Oh yeah. This. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not sure what to say except, well, if you think it's necessary, then yeah, sure. I'll be happy to assist you.
Oh, certainly. I mean, we have a bit of time before we have to arrive at the mission area, so I figured I'd make myself useful aboard ship. But I didn't want to go tinkering around without getting clearance from the ship's crew. That's a good way to get a visit from security.
Of course. I'll have to go over the exact specifications with Lieutenant Vata, who's my both supervisor and the second in command, I think, in engineering in this case.
Oh.
So that we know what exactly we're doing.
I will have to be present while you read over the files, though. The codes are clearance and biometric based. The further away I get from that, the more that will want to shut itself off.
Okay. Well, I'm used to supervision, so yeah.
I don't mean to supervise you, sir. I'm just.
Oh, you're not the first one. Well, let's get cracking then, I suppose. There's no need to stand around, and we might as well start tinkering now if I get the clearance from the dockmaster.
We won't be able to do a whole lot just yet until your ship's ready. I need to see it after its refits are.
Oh yeah, it should be doable.
I could set up and I have some meetings I really need to get to as well. Could see you tomorrow after the briefing.
Yeah, of course. I'm all yours.
I beg your pardon.
My time is all yours. Fine.
Oh.
Smooth.
Very good, sirs. If I could have that pad back, please.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thank you. She taps at it and it goes blank. May I be excused?
You're dismissed, Ensign.
Thank you. And she wanders off.
Should we get that tricorder thing done? I have half an hour to spare.
Yes.
Lunch
I
afterwards.
have some theory on how it should work. However, I would require some assistance.
Oh yeah. You need an extra hand to fit it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's get cracking.
See what we can get done.
And new scene. As you guys walk off. As the Kismet is finally let free from the moorings of the station, cleared for duty.
Cool.
All right.
People start getting aboard the ship. The ship looks largely the same on the outside, but when you step inside, it looks a lot more comfortable, to put it that way. Pull that down a bit. You notice the various changes have been aboard. Lots of new crew that you've gotten aboard. And I think the major thing, you notice that there are various in the joins between the ceiling and the wall for the hollow emitter grid. Did you guys add the fast targeting systems?
We've had it.
We've had that. So when you get to the security station, tactical on the bridge, the layout is a little more pleasant to the eye, but it's the same setup. It's the same. The controls are still there. Everything is about the ship has been changed, so it's a little more efficient and not easy to move around. And you even see like signs painted indicating where different parts of the ship are to make it easier for people to move around. And not so much pure diplomatic embassy sort of thing, but it's also sort of the way starbases are laid out, where they have things pointing, like this is where you go for armory, this is where you go for your quarters, that sort of thing. And is there any other adjustments you did to the ship, given the massive refit it just had at Starbase 21?
The The adjustments we made to it was we gave it the EMH Mark II. So there are now hollow all over
Yeah.
ship.
Touched on that. Did we adjust any stats?
Well, yeah, I think because we switched to diplomatic, we moved a point from I think con to command.
Yeah.
So you have less flight staff aboard and a lot more yeomen wandering around and command people in command red who are enlisted who are more. They're not commanders. They're people who assist commanders in their job. So a lot more administrative staff. Not a ton because your command's not that high, but it's higher than it was before. You had a person who did that. Now you have a staff that does it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God, because if we only had one, I feel sorry for the poor bastard. Penn just keeps giving him paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you are all aboard the Kismet, and it is the following day. I'm not sure when you want to assign the briefing.
Just before the briefing, could I send the captain a data package?
Regarding what you looked up?
Yes, I want the captain to have the information before we go into it as well.
Sure, go for it.
And I'll let a note to only reveal it when needed.
Be dramatic about it.
Cap's probably like, just another one?
Oh no! Uh-huh. Okay. I see why now. Interesting. All right. I don't know anything about the first one, but okay. That answers all of my questions.
It does? Oh, okay.
Well, it more so it answers the question as to why the original ship was more heavily classified than the second one.
Yes.
That answers that. I was wondering, Jesus, what could it be? And then I saw it and I'm like, oh. Oh.
So anything else done before the briefing?
No, I think I think I'm good.
When do you assign the briefing? Do you do it like first thing in the morning, midday?
I'd just say midday. Cause we got time. Oh, by the by, oh crap, who's at con?
I mean, I could be.
Generally, I would have it as Wittergast, but yeah, if there's nothing
right,
serious
Wittergast.
happening, I'd probably recommend you to let Oran now and again fly the ship.
Yeah, but for now, Wittergast.
No.
Ensign Wittergast, I want you to plot us a course towards. And he takes a breath and he says, "Gorn space, cruising speed."
Calculating ETA now. Stand by. Sir.
Good.
What's the cruising speed of this class of ship? think it's like a-
9.75.
Really?
Yep. That's the cruising speed of a Luna class ship.
Jeez.
It can reach 9.975.
You just don't want to be going that fast for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because if I recall correctly, the thing with like once you get past warp 9, it's like everything. Like the closer you get to warp 10, the more exponentially fast you're going.
because warp speeds are exponential. So all those points after 9 are
like
lot.
actually count something.
exactly.
So this is the current location of the Kismet,
Uh,
Starbase 21.
Nice. Man, I've wanted something like this where we actually see a ship on the map.
You
Me
want to
too.
go? Do you want to set course for sir, and stay within Federation space, or do you want us to cut through Klingon space?
Ooh, that's not okay.
As things stand, I don't think we need to ruffle any Klingon feathers. Let me, hold on. I can do that. I can plot a course.
Sir,
You're just like, move over, I'll do it. No.
Ensign,
Gorn.
just let him plot a course.
sir.
Eccentric.
Probably something. The course will probably end up being this.
I mean, that's kind of inefficient, Captain. You're making
Oh, is it?
3 warp jumps. You can just warp down.
Oh,
down
oh
and
no, that's
across.
just. Oh yeah, no, I'm just making like the general. This is how you have to do it in roll.
1 and 2 and 3. Whoops.
Oh no, I'm just saying that in character, just annoying you.
Yep.
Actually, whoever's helping plot this course, because you're probably trying to make it so you're making it so you're making as straight lines as possible, traveling as least as possible.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I'm noticing about our path, I want us to be prepared to. I wouldn't say we're going to dock there and stop, but as we pass it, I want to make contact with Starbase 7.
Yeah.
So make that as part a leg of the journey, as it were.
Yeah. Well, it's on our way.
Yeah.
It's very much on our way.
We'll be able to check in with them at least.
Just so that they know we're going that way. They will be the closest starbase.
Reporting in, more or
Yeah.
less.
So you're looking at reason con difficulty 3 to plot an efficient course to Cestus. Assisted by ship's computers con.
So we'd be getting. Or is the captain actually going to plot the course?
No. Pen, you assist Mr. Wittergas.
Very well. So yeah, so it's gonna be reason con for him.
Are we using Mr. Wittergast?
Yeah,
you
and
are activating him.
and I can assist him. Just as a normal assist, I don't have collab at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
No,
We take that for.
Yeah, that was Wittergast.
Or oh, that was Wittergast. And I'll roll the ship. Computers. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now is 9.7 is cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means if you were normally going there, it would normally take that long.
Yeah. Cestus is that one colony that got fucked up by the Gorn. That one.
Yeah, because they lay claim to it. That's part of their ancestral space.
So normally that would take at that speed, it would take 24 days to get there. However, because you made the roll, because you made the roll, you now have an accurate number of how long that should take any ship that goes that warp at a decent plotted course. If you enter into the next scene, as it were, with less power, less max power for the ship. Like effectively, you spent more. You spent a lot of power getting there. So instead of starting at your max power, you start at like a certain number lower. For each number you're lower, that shaves off a day.
Okay.
And that's just you pushing yourself past cruising every once in a while, and it's slowing down to cruise, and then pushing on again. And that that doesn't damage the ship, but it's going to wear on the power reserves by the time you get to the system.
Right. And don't forget, we are going to be having some, what's it? We're going to have some modifications made to the engines.
Possibly, yes.
So-
But at current roll, you're looking at 24
days. Was there any kind of time frame that we were expected to make?
ASAP.
ASAP? Well,
Do we
I
want to
think.
spend like 5 power then?
Okay. So yes, I think we'll spend 5.
So if we dedicate power and go max at this point and that point, yeah, we should be able to handle that.
Yep.
So I just recorded that so I don't forget. Course plotted in.
And if we stop off at Starbase 27 real quick, we might even be able to get some routine maintenance done. That might help us out. I don't know.
It's possible. They may even have some flight telemetry that we could use as well, sir.
Oh yes, we can improve Wittergast.
Yes, we can. You're right.
Maybe we should give him a. I leave that to Pend to pick out a good flight talent.
I would, but I have none of my PDFs.
Yeah, neither do I right now.
So many of us don't have PDFs right now. So fun.
So talent pending.
Let me check. He hasn't been upgraded before, I think. Has he? He doesn't have anything in the notes section about previous upgrades, so we might just want to do a stat bump.
Maybe.
Sure. If it's discipline, it would obviously go into con because he's a con officer. But maybe put it into for attribute, maybe reason, so make him a lot better at astral navigation and plotting courses.
Or insight, maybe balance it out a little bit.
No, to be fair, con officers really don't use insight. It's control, daring, or reason.
All right.
Challenge accepted.
Let's take that reason bump then.
Course laid in.
Engage.
All right, I'm back.
Did you guys hear the warp sound?
I didn't.
Oh, well, for one, that should be looping. 2.
Hear that now. There we go.
Weird. Oh, I'll fiddle with that later. Anyway, but yes, you jump away to warp. Heading for. I'll note that for myself so I don't forget. Actually, I know exactly where you're heading for Cestus on purpose. So you start zipping away.
So, Captain, did you get my message earlier?
What about what you uncovered?
Yeah, it might be prudent to keep hold of that if we're trying to get more information and she withholds.
It might be prudent to what?
To find out what we're doing.
Ah, I see. So, I suppose I could look into this Sapienta project.
It's yeah, that's the only thing I didn't really look further into. I just wanted to give us enough information to know.
Well,
what
again,
we're
as
doing.
things stand, I think I would like to hold on.
Holding on.
I want to have that senior staff. We've been putting that off.
Whatever do you mean?
So, gonna call my senior staff together.
Okay.
I assume we're all gonna be sitting in our conference room, which, by the by, conference room looks a lot nicer now.
Yeah. Nice plush chairs, new carpeting, some pictures on the wall. Whoops, she's not there.
Throws Adler into the
I mean,
I like how Master Chief is like a third the size of everyone else.
Don't worry.
Although, don't we want Altera there?
She's there.
She is. Oh, there she is. Yes.
It was a give it a moment thing there.
Very well. Well, I suppose if everyone is seated, I suppose start, and you see sort of settling in the very comfy chair that's at the head of the conference table. Said, currently we're on an assignment, as you can tell from my announcement on the bridge, Bygorn space. Towards the end of the Dominion War, a Starfleet vessel went missing, and was lost. The recent intelligence suggests to us that the ship is still intact and that the command staff didn't activate the self-destruct. Ensign Altera here has been authorized to repair the ship.
specifically, I'll addend to that, sir, that there are certain classified materials aboard ship that I've been cleared to extract from the ship. If
Right.
extraction is required. If we can get the ship, I have been cleared to have temporary command of it on the way back. And then
Right.
I have to turn it over back to nearest starbase once we get to one.
Right. I've seen a few project names attached to the ship and the ship's designation itself, but very little beyond that.
The project, I've been briefed that the ship was on a specific assignment during the Dominion. There was a sort of a contingency plan in case the war didn't go very well. It was activated shortly after the attack on Earth, and it was since rescinded. However, the ship in particular was considered to have been lost in combat, with all hands being recovered. But
By-
the ship was assumed to have been lost.
All hands recovered.
Yes, the ship was in the name of the defending the primary ship.
Ah, so it was a
Its last known coordinates would be, and she taps on her pad, and you see on a display on the table up here. Its last known was there.
Ooh, is like the display embedded into the table.
Yeah.
Nice. Where was it? Just ping that again. Oh.
On the far side of Gorn space, of course.
Actually, it was heading. is last known as far as the primary ship was aware, and it was considered lost at that point. I've been told that neither the Klingons or the Gorn have claimed to have recovered it, and I've been assigned to put it back to right and get it back with all its materiel, given the class of ship.
I see. Now, I'm just confirming here. Is this line here, is that unclaimed?
It's disputed between the Gorn hegemony and the Klingon Empire. There are, I think, client planets in between, so it's not strictly Gorn space or strictly Klingon space, but you could start a bar fight over it if you decided to want that question clarified.
Okay. I think I'm good. Okay. All right. In that case, hopefully we can, hopefully once we arrive, we'll be able to, quickly, reclaim the ship and, bring it under our control. Once we've done that, we can more or less take our time getting back to Federation space. But, when the time comes, and he looks across the table, and he says, "We're going to bring the USS Victoria home."
Oh shit.
The ensign kind of raises her eyebrows and kind of say the name aloud.
Oh, at the fact that I just said that loud?
Yeah. But she doesn't say anything, she just looks visibly alarmed when you say the name out. Notices no one does anything, and she kind of relaxes.
Either way, we need to be prepared for our arrival at Cestus. That's going to be our last point of Federation contact before we arrive at the Victoria's last known location.
Captain, I may know a route through Gorn space or skirting the edge of it. There are avenues in space which are less guarded than others.
Agreed. See what you can pull together. When it comes time, and he looks to Iran, I want Kismet to be able to move as fast as she can through that avenue.
If the work I have going on with Ensign here proves successful, we will be out of here. We'll be out of there in no time.
Well then, are there any questions?
No questions, Captain.
No questions.
We expect the ship to be abandoned, correct?
That was the last intelligence I was told.
We have internal schematics for the ship.
She takes her pad and taps at it. You should have clearance in the file now for the schematic.
Just on the off chance there's someone else who's beaten us to it and there are others on board, I need to know where to put people.
From the look of it, it looks very similar to the existing Defiant class, but it has some unique features to it to make boarding harder.
Great.
Oh, God's heaven. One moment, please.
Permission to run exercises for the possibility, Captain.
Permission granted.
because that's how much free time I have.
I'll say something when the GM gets back.
I've got this cat sitting next to me, staring at me with intent to kill because I'm not petting her.
Ooh.
Well, at least
Why-
you have a cat that. Well,
Yeah.
I look over to Varda and say, I'm guessing some of those anti-boarding measures would be in junction with the Sapienta project.
The what?
Its last assignment.
Oh, right. Yes, that. Yeah, liable to be anti-dominion measures. Oh. I'll have to spend time actually investigating those before anything else. Because the immediate thought is something to inhibit transporters. To a significant level.
Well, I wouldn't rule it out.
Right, well, I'll see what I can figure out, and I'll ask if I need anyone's help. Although that does seem more up engineering's alley. Or combined security measures against boarding, both security and engineering.
Yeah.
Given it's likely part of engineering that's providing the measures in a security capacity.
Yeah. Without us, you would just have your hands and your manpower. So.
Yeah. Or a stick, if I found one of those.
I mean, to replicate one, you'd have to have us as well.
We didn't have replicators on Bajor. It worked out just fine.
Well, they grow there. In space, it's a little bit harder. Either way.
Moving on, yep.
Ensign, is there anything else you want to reveal before we continue?
The main thing, sir, to reveal is my role. My focus is only on ship's material. That has to be my primary concern on behalf of the Corps of Engineers and Starfleet operations. But I'm not in command of the mission. This is obviously the captain's mission. So until I am off your ship and aboard the target vessel, I am at your discretion.
Right. And as things stand, given the size of the Victoria, it's
She flinches.
it's entirely possible that we can get a tractor beam on it and get it started on moving towards Federation space before you even get aboard.
I have been asked to get it running as soon as possible, so it can run under its own power. If it can't be brought to power, it has to be destroyed. Although I have been not officially told, but I've been advised, and she makes air quotes, advised that it's in my best interest that that ship doesn't get scuttled.
Right. I'm simply saying that when we find it and we get you over there, it might be a good idea to lock a tractor beam on and, at the very least, start moving it towards more friendly waters, so to speak.
I would certainly appreciate it. I don't exactly like repairing under fire. Sir?
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I think we all have our assignments. There are no further questions. Very well. If there are any further concerns, bring them up to either Mr. Pend here or myself. Senior staff dismissed.
Sir.
Captain, may I have a word with you?
Yes, of course. In my ready room.
Yes, please.
All right, I'll see you over there.
Aye,
Captain.
sir.
Gonna move to the ready room.
Then move to start looking over schematics.
Yeah.
I'll be helping Wittergast to plan a course through the Gorn Avenue, shall we say?
Yes.
Well, I think
The secret Gorn tunnel.
yeah, you had some concerns, Varder.
Well, mentions of measures against boarding on the vessel, and if we need to, well, we'll need to get over there at some point, and that may well constitute boarding as far as any automated systems will be concerned. So if we can identify and figure a way to counter them,
That's fair.
I'd rather not have myself and a security detail transported into space.
Yeah. It's hard to work in space without suits.
Yeah. I don't know what we need to roll to try and identify those things and measures.
I mean, I think it's an on-the-fly thing.
It'd be reason, security, difficulty of 3 to find a way to bypass it. Or yeah,
We can just passively see what they are.
you can make guesses based on the layout, where things are, where certain power junctions are. You can use engineering for this as well, security or engineering, because you can ferret it out either way.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of power going to this corner in this empty room. I wonder if that's where a turret might be. That sort of thing.
That'd be a 10-5 for me, so whatever your roll is, if it's better okay with that, and I'll assist
said
you.
I have a... was it reason or was it control?
It was reason.
That's a 9-4 for me. So.
I'll roll.
But I have
that.
both infiltration and transporters and replicators I could roll with this one. And small craft.
I can give transporters that increased complication.
Well,
I'd rather just have our security guy.
yeah.
And then you can assist me with engineering, I'd assume.
Sure. My God.
So, let me get that correct.
Nice.
Did you want an assist?
Yes.
1 die. And the transporters didn't help in this case.
They can with increased complication.
Oh no.
Your call.
Got it.
So is that one momentum or
Difficulty was 3.
okay?
So they just.
Hey.
The two of you gather that the ship has a lot of in the corridors. You know how there's good sight lines everywhere.
Mhm.
This thing, the Defiant class, is already a cramped ship to begin with. They went out of their way to make it just a little bit more cramped, and added little about waist high barriers that can be deployed by security teams to hide behind as cover. This can also be deployed to slow down boarding movements. There does seem to be some transporter baffling embedded into the hull structure. So transporting on and off the ship requires us depolarizing the hull structure to allow for it, assuming it's powered. If it's even latently, it's hard to do without the ship helping you the rest of the way. Like pad to pad's easy. It's when you're pad to anywhere else on the ship that it becomes a problem.
Depolarization shouldn't be too much a problem.
Lastly, there are some emplacements aboard ship. Very tiny, like I think Type 1 phaser emplacements in various parts of the ship. It's meant more as a augment to existing security forces, not as a standalone security system.
Right. So the ship fires back inside.
Yeah.
Gross.
And hopefully it doesn't identify Starfleet personnel as intruders.
Well, that depends on who has been there.
True.
Hmm.
But that should be enough to figure out where to put security teams and how to get them on safely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to point it out that I'm not trying to do your job here, but this might have been tampered with. So expect
Adjustments.
Yeah.
We'll train with the plan in mind, with the design we have in mind, but if something unexpected comes up, we know how to adapt to that.
Yeah. I don't know how Gordon does things, but that's what I would do.
All right.
Yeah. If you don't need me anymore, I'll be here trying to figure out how to fold space.
That's all. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Find me if you need me, or just have lunch or whatever. I'm up for that.
All right.
Myth, what are you up to?
Let's see. What am I up to right?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, I'm just not sure what you do. I don't think there's any personal stuff Myth is doing right now. Just returning to standard research.
Okay, put you back there, or so. So Altera gets a bit of time with Grennan, some alone time. But yeah, she steps into the ready room and kind of looks around and stands at attention when she enters. Once she's had her look around.
All right, Ensign.
Sir, I'm not to tell you how to run your ship. I wouldn't want to do that. But I have been advised, and I don't know if you've been given the same knowledge, that all this knowledge about the ship and the particulars of it beyond the registry is to be kept as quiet as possible. From what I understand, this ship officially was lost, and part of my job is to make sure it remains so. Hence why my requirement to be the one that takes it home, the rest of the way home, as it were.
Understood. I won't bring any more discussion into, as it's I won't bring in any further discussion of the mission it was undertaking. However, in terms of discussing it among my senior staff, I would just simply prefer to use its actual name and not dance around.
Actually, give me presence command difficulty 1. She looks like she wants to argue with, not like yell, but more like she's trying to press the point a little bit. You can kind of make her stop with a quick presence roll.
Shabam. Get a momentum.
Get a momentum out of it, and she basically just repeats her. She doesn't object. She's very careful, and you actually notice with that roll as well that she's being very careful not to outright oppose you. She's just advising you. She's not saying you're wrong. She's saying it might be in your best interest. She talks around it, but eventually you give her a flat, no, this is my call. And it's like, oh. And then she stops. Once she knows that's your call and you're doing it willingly, it's like, oh, okay, well, I won't press the issue.
Did we get rid of Tachibana, by the way?
He's quote unquote back on duty, but for the near future, he is being very closely watched.
He's on probation.
For like a normal patrol, it's 2 people. If it's a patrol with him, he's got 3 people. So it's 2 plus him.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll caution you, Captain, I've been warned that there may be Starfleet personnel who aren't interested in what's good for the fleet. Does that mean anything to you? I'm repeating verbatim what an admiral told me.
Which admiral?
Admiral Ludwinger. Rear Admiral Ludwinger, sorry.
That sounds about right. No, I've heard that before.
Oh, well, that's... Should I be taking any extra security precautions then, sir?
In regards to the ship?
And the personnel aboard it?
There are still people aboard. I thought all personnel were evacuated.
No, aboard the Kismet, sir.
Oh, aboard the Kismet. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that question.
I mean, haven't you heard about Captain Starex? She kind of winces when she brings it up.
Right. You
Yeah.
served with the captain.
Yeah.
That was a rough day for everyone, I think.
I've been warned he's not... There are others who think like him across the fleet. That's why I've been taking extra security precautions with the information. Partially because I'm ordered to, and partially because, well, these are interesting times we live in, sir.
As things stand, I trust the people in my inner circle.
Very good, sir.
Other.
And of course, I am clear to... will have to be somewhat evasive with your staff. I'm only clear to go into detail with you in particular.
Understood. So, what's the worst sort of danger that we could expect on that ship if it truly is completely abandoned?
Worst case scenario, it scuttles itself. We activate the self-destruct system after we board it, and it scuttles it with quantum torpedo explosions and wipes us all out.
No, I understand that, but
He sounds very interested.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm referring to what kind of defenses we might encounter. Any hidden surprises.
My understanding is the anti-boarding thing is the largest issue from what I see in the schematics. Something to do with weapon emplacements, ways to hinder movement, that sort of thing. As I recall, your chief of engineering into the specifics of that, but what I can tell you is that once I get to either main engineering or the bridge, we'll be able to enter in command codes that should get control of the ship. The trick is getting there because these anti-boarding measures make it difficult to get to either part of the ship for obvious reasons.
I see. And in regards to its overall threat activated, are there any systems on it that might pose a threat to the Kismet? As I've heard, this ship was designed to carry some sort of last resort if the Dominion War went completely south.
To clarify that point, sir, it's not that the target ship was itself the contingency. It was guarding the contingency. It was assigned later in the project. But it was given special dispensation for various equipment that normally wouldn't be allowed on a Starfleet vessel, since the project was expecting the Federation to no longer exist. So at that point, they weren't caring very much about what was going to happen. So
What kind of illicit technologies are we talking about here?
cloaking
Unders-
technology, disruptors, anti-personnel transporter systems. And as I recall, there was a especially nasty warhead attached to the front module that would cause that had theoretically had a core of its own installed. So instead of a quantum explosion, it blew up like a ship, meant to be a what was the phrase? A carrier killer.
And the captain is going to give a wry smile and say, Corbomite device, so to speak.
Aye, sir. And as you can understand, sir, the Starfleet doesn't want to advertise this particular project.
Understood. That at least answers some of my questions in regards to the secrecy. I won't pry further on that matter.
Thank you, sir.
But if there's nothing further you wish to discuss, I think you should join Lieutenant Aran and Lieutenant Myth at engineering and see what you can do with our warp core.
I can certainly assist, sir. But that is everything for me, sir. That was the security measure was my primary issue.
Understood. On your way then.
Aye, sir. And she steps out.
Okay. Okay. That's it for me. Who's next?
And this point, one more scene change. As several days go by, and you're starting to pass Starbase 27, and you can hear a who's on the bridge currently, I should say.
I would be.
Probably
might
myself
still
as
be.
well.
Oops, wrong one. This one. There we go.
Probably not. Probably doing the boarding drill stuff with security team.
And I'm most likely in engineering.
I'll still be on the bridge.
And as a note, Altera basically just hangs around in engineering and just adds to the standing
Work
staff. She's just another engineer.
She a good one?
Yes.
Cool.
Engineering 5.
Well, that's
Right,
better
here's-
than I have, so.
Her specialty is mainly in reverse engineering and EPS systems are her main things.
Cool. I'll make sure to mention the probe that I rebuilt
Ooh.
a few years ago. Or a year ago or so. Yeah.
But on the bridge, you are getting a communication
From Starbase?
from unknown source. It's not from the Starbase, sir.
Get a location on that?
Track. What would
You
that roll
will
be?
need a control plus engineering roll. Difficulty of 4. Assisted by ship's communications engineering.
4.
If it helps, Wittergas has control engineering of 14.
It's better than my 13. Although, I don't know. I could get a focus with subspace theory potentially,
You
or
could, yeah.
linguistics.
Subspace theory would get it.
Cool. What do you guys have a focus there?
Should I say, do you want Wittergas assisting?
Yeah, let's do that. What do you guys assists all
Sure.
primary roll. And do we have any momentum right now? Ah,
We don't.
we don't. Okay.
Ugh.
GM, how would you like a threat?
For
A
For
third
an
die.
extra
I'll take one, sure.
All right.
And in fact, I'm gonna. Oh no, I'll save it. I'll save it.
So we even generate a momentum.
Yep.
I thought it was difficulty 4.
Yeah,
It was.
Wittergas got one.
Ah, didn't see it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Cool. Generate 1.
Text only, and it seems that the system is the communication is incredibly distant, like several sectors away from you. That's why it's so hard to pick up.
But it's only a text message.
Yeah. Whatever. It's one of those messages that happen faced where if you're sending a long range communication and you're worried it's going to get intercepted or garbled, you give it multiple layers of visual, audio, and text just in case. And this far out with enough interference, likely that's all you're. There must have been other layers, and that have since been lost.
Okay. So what do we got?
Putting it on screen now, Captain.
Just gonna be some text.
Yeah. Just some text on screen.
Oh. That's no good.
Right.
Well, shit.
Attempting to trace the signal, Captain.
Unfortunately, I have a good idea what it may be, Lieutenant.
Oh dear.
And call people to the bridge that aren't there then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're gonna try to reverse figure out where it's coming.
I'd say
Yeah.
so.
Give me insight engineering difficulty 3.
I'll get to it.
Take a momentum.
Thank you. That puts me at 3 dice.
Does the ship get to help out?
With communications engineering.
Would reverse.
With increased complication.
I wouldn't do it.
No. No. Yeah. I'll roll that.
Nice.
Oh, does this have would the sensor suites come into use with that? The
Nope.
advanced sensor suites?
You-
No.
It's a communication system issue.
Right.
Yeah, you figure out where it's coming from.
Cool.
Where's it
It's
coming from? Where's it coming from?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we know where it is now.
That's
And
fair.
actually, just make life more interesting. It's actually that far out.
Okay.
All right. How far along have we come with trying out the improved system, the warp system, polling space?
She is still. Altara's been working on that theory. Gotten a lot of progress yet. She's been more familiarizing herself with your ship to understand how it works before she can give you anything concrete to work on.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Well, if supposing we pumped ourselves up to maximum warp, how long would it take for us to get there?
Good question.
That would be. Give me a reason con difficulty 3.
I think we have a specialist for that.
Your max warp is 9.8.
9.975.
975. Yikes.
Yeah.
Zoom zoom.
Yeah, no, the Luna class has the same engine specs as the Intrepid class does.
Just got to say, I'll have penned assist.
Fist.
Nice. Get another momentum.
Going by what course? I imagine you're going around the Gorn.
I was gonna say, yeah, cutting south of the Gorn hegemony. Yeah, we go that way.
That is. About a week.
A week?
Would it be faster if we planned it via the corridor, the smuggler's corridor?
What, straight through the Gorn hegemony? Could we even do that?
I thought the corridor was something like along here.
Yeah, I thought the corridor was just like along the edge of the hegemony, not
through the heart
not-
of Gorn space.
yeah. I don't think we could pull off a run straight through Gorn space.
Sorry, I was trying to measure.
We could do it in 6 days.
Oh boy.
What if we push the engines to maximum? What I mean by that is we drain power to decrease that time,
Yeah.
keeping ourselves at max warp instead of cruising speed.
If you do that, keep in mind the power that you've been pushing your ship at to begin with that has been drained so far.
Mm-hmm.
That would still be in effect. And at that rate of speed, you could. What's the con of your ship? 2, I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You could spend 2 more power and knock off 2 days. Although you are going to take damage equal to your scale, unresisted by your resistance, just because the ship's going to shake itself apart going that fast for so long.
Oof.
But you could do it. It's the ship can do it. It's just not recommended.
Well, we have some good engineers on board. Suppose we could redirect some power from some systems for structural integrity and just do it.
Yeah, Lieutenant Aran, Lieutenant Myth, Ensign Altera, I want you to put all your engineering know-how into keeping this ship together and moving at top speed.
Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll see what I can do to modify our warp field.
Very good.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Aye, sir.
Captain, I would note that the signal isn't near any stars. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Understood. Although, wait, I'm curious though. Wouldn't that signal would have had to pass through Gorn space in order to reach us, though, right?
That's correct, sir.
Hmm.
We need to be
Noted.
fast.
Okay. Get to it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All
I'd like
right.
to go about creating an advantage with by modifying our warp field to essentially make it a little bit more power efficient, tweaking mathematical theories around a little bit.
Hmm.
Sure. Give me a daring science roll. Difficulty 2.
Science difficulty 2. All right, I'm using my subspace theory here.
Do you want a momentum?
I will take a momentum. Yes. There we go. You get it back.
Fuck yeah. Hmm.
You can.
And what I would like to do with that
Mhm.
advantage is basically what I was saying mechanically. Hopefully, decrease the amount of damage we take by 1 if we push our engines to the limit.
For each momentum / threat you give me, you can reduce the damage down.
All right, let's give that momentum so we drop that down to 4. That way,
Yeah.
it's not a breach.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will be right back.
I have an idea with the con division that may help.
Okay.
So if I could work with Wittergast trying to, while we are in warp stream, to pilot the ship more stably. So instead of it constantly rocking around and having to constantly adjust, to have him be able to pilot it without as much jolting around, make it a smoother ride.
You can perform presence con, and this person could assist you with daring con. As you direct them on the path, or control con if you're telling them to be a little more careful about it.
Yeah, it'd probably be control con for them.
Yeah, give them very detailed instructions how to safely do it, and they'll. But for you, it's presence con because you're talking them into. You're instructing them. They're just performing. Their assist is control or daring.
I'll give you a. Well, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is. I'm gonna make it 3.
I'm going to give you 1 threat.
Okay. One back.
That's penned. Yep, got it.
Are you looking to get more lessen the damage along the way?
Yeah,
Lessen the power?
to lessen the damage, to try and make it as smooth as a flight as possible.
With that success alone, you've knocked it down by 1. Any further progress requires momentum or.
I think that's good.
And is the engineering team pulling any
I'm
shenanigans?
trying to figure something out. Here. was looking at my talents in this case, figuring out if testing a theory would be interesting in this case. Trying to potentially get the folding space thing in order.
Testing a theory requires you to have succeeded at the
Yes,
roll at something
but
similar.
Testing
You
a
could
theory after we have gotten it installed. The
Yeah.
idea.
to make progress on the fold space project. It is, or in a way that's workable for the ship.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very dangerous. If you screw it up, you can rip a hole in space time in subspace.
Yeah. That would look bad on my my report card.
Yeah, let's just say the least.
Oh, and the difficulty has been brought down by 2 because Altera herself is present. Because she's been the head researcher for this project. Well, not the head, but the main one that's been driving at it for the last few months.
Yeah. I mean, we could keep it together with duct tape. We could close off non-essential spaces and save energy on life support. But I don't know.
You could try. Yeah, you could try to do power transfer type thing
Yeah.
with a daring engineering roll, difficulty 2, and if you pull it off, it will cost. You'll actually regain one of the power that's being spent in the long max speed journey.
Yeah. I think that sounds like a plan. Yeah, I do have bold engineering as well, if need be. Not sure what to do with that right now, though.
Give me a bunch of threat. 5 to 5 dice. Go for it.
So give him a threat.
I'll give you a threat for 1 die. Any focuses that might help in this case?
Something to do with power, like EPS systems or energy.
No. Oh, I don't think so.
Warp field dynamics.
Well, yeah.
For 1 threat, Altara can give her and EPS systems.
I don't think you need it.
No, I'd rather spend that threat on getting another die, but fuck it. 3 die are enough. I'll roll it.
And you can reroll that 0. Okay, you still succeeded, and I'd roll your untapped potential.
Yeah. That's a challenge die.
A challenge up.
Rolling.
Nothing.
Nothing either way, though.
Okay, so you did do it. Now you get to roll 6 challenge die towards the work.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, this was just the
Oh.
advantage of making it cost less power.
Yeah.
Does procedural compliance come into play here?
Well, yeah.
Needs to activate that with ahead of the roll, I believe, with momentum / threat.
I didn't see it, so except for in my talents. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
You basically lets you create an advantage momentum and go, hey, I read the documentation on it.
Ah, got it.
Well, it's fine. I read the manual.
But yes, of the permanent power you spent, you saved 1 because you've been shunting power from various non-essentials to the power generation and engine system.
Shields, what's that? Put it all in structural integrity.
So, Do you inform Starbase 27 of your... Keep flying by them.
Inform Starbase 27 of what?
Of your intentions.
To circumnavigate Gorn space.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I was just asking if you were. Because I remember you were checking in with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we're gonna let them know that we're gonna circumnavigate Gorn space in response to a distress call.
Okay. Acknowledged.
Might want to make sure that they have a ready for us repairs later, if need be. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so is there anything else, or I think we have to get going?
I assume you're going around it, not through it.
Right, we're going around it. I do not want to deal with. I do not want to start a war with Gorn.
No.
Why not? That would be fun.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
only bigger Jem'Hadar.
And just as you're starting to leave Federation space, you are suddenly the warp drive just dies on you. And there's a ship with weapons powered and shields on approach.
Red alert.
Woof.
Whoops, wrong one.
As they say, shitballs.
And that is part 1.